What is going on, guys? Miles here and welcome back to another Infinite Warfare multiplayer gun guide. Today we're going to be looking at the Type 2 assault rifle. Let's do this. The Type 2 is a level 22 unlock in multiplayer, which is a decent level. You're going to be able to use it for most of your time whilst playing the game if you keep prestiging, and it's a pretty interesting weapon as well because it actually has an alternative mode. Because the normal version is an assault rifle, but you can also split it into two sort of like machine pistols, which are really good at the close range. We'll start off with the damage for this thing, and this is where the Type 2 is sort of kind of bad because it does have like the lowest damage out of all the assault rifles currently in Infinite Warfare. Its damage range is anywhere between 23 to 19, making it anywhere between a 5 to 6 bullet kill, which is quite a lot, but this thing does actually make up for it with the range, which it has the best range out of all assault rifles in the game. It's even better than the MV4, so this thing is like really good at long range combat, and it has this alternative mode like I said earlier where you get the machine pistols, which is also really good at close range combat. One thing to note though with the Type 2's damage is that if they're really close and you get a headshot with every bullet, it is actually a 4 bullet kill, but the chances of that are pretty unlikely and it's only going to be like in a rare percentage of your kills. Along with the best range, this thing also has the best fire rate out of any assault rifle in the game, excluding the OSA, which is a classic weapon rather than a regular assault rifle in Infinite Warfare, and the Type 2 has a fire rate of 845 rounds per minute, which is pretty crazy. That's almost like a submachine gun tier of fire rate. And for reference, the MV4 fires at 612 rounds per minute, the K-Bar 32 also shoots at 731 rounds per minute, and finally, the Volk actually shoots at 483 rounds per minute. So when you're in the normal mode of the Type 2, you have 35 bullets with 70 spare, and if you split into the machine pistols, it actually doubles your ammo, which sort of makes sense because it halves your damage when using these pistols. So these pistols are pretty weak and it can be like a 10 bullet kill, but they do shoot insanely fast because obviously you have two weapons which shoot at the same speed as a regular Type 2. But moving on to your class setup, as for perks, I would definitely recommend Scavenger because like I said, you don't have a ton of bullets and your fire rate is really fast, so you can burn out of bullets really quickly. But other than Scavenger, there's not any perks which you like have to use with this thing. Some of them are fairly nice, such as Dead Silence, because you're going to be running around a lot with this thing and that will obviously silence you, which can be really nice so you don't get heard out by enemy players. And another really nice perk is Momentum, which is also a perk too, which makes you run faster if you sprint over time. Quite a nice one, but it's not really essential, and if you do want to use this thing with Scavenger, you will have to buy perk 2 Greed, which will cost you a bunch of extra points on your creator class. So you don't need a load of perks with the Type 2, but what I found really difficult to try and figure out was what weapon attachments to actually use for this weapon. Red dot sight is a typical go-to for me, but I think the iron sights for this gun are fairly good, so it's not a must to use like a red dot or an elo sight. And my like go-to on assault rifles is a foregrip, quick draw, or a stock attachment. But the thing is, that's pretty good on the assault rifle version of the Type 2, but all of those attachments I just listed are useless in the dual pistols version, so it's like quite hard to recommend these because if you're going to be using a lot of the machine pistols, then the foregrip and quick draw and the stock are going to be absolutely trash, but if you're using the assault rifle version a lot, which you probably will be, these are quite good attachments for your weapon, and I probably would still recommend them. So now that we've set up our class for the Type 2, now we can think of like variants which we can use along with our class to make this weapon an absolute beast. And I'll go over all the variants you can craft right now. And we have two commons. The first one is the Frenetic, which reduces hipfire spread. Pretty good in the alternative mode, but not very good in the assault rifle mode, which we'll be mainly using. And the other common variant for the Type 2 is pretty damn bad, as it only increases weapon melee speed, and it's called the Double Fist, which I definitely wouldn't recommend. If you have to craft one of them, I would 100% go with the Frenetic. However, the rare variants are pretty damn amazing for the Type 2, and the first one we have is called the Impulse, where double kills instantly reload your magazine, which is pretty amazing considering the fire rate of this thing. You can absolutely mow down enemies if you can keep getting double kills, so that is pretty awesome. And the Impulse also gives you increased ammo, which is quite a nice touch because you do burn through it really quickly. And we also have the Counterfeit, which is another rare variant, where missed bullets can actually return to your ammo stock, which is really nice. And it also increases your damage range, which will help you get more of a 5 bullet kill rather than a 6 bullet kill. The rare variants I would say are fairly decent. The first one we have is the Enforcer, which gives you the Gambler bonus where a free kill streak gives you an extra perk, which is okay, and it also increases your damage range as well. And we also have the Atomic legendary variant, which actually allows you to get deatomizer strikes with your weapon, which is quite nice if you like hunting those down. And finally, the Type 2 has one epic variant called the Butcher, which sounds pretty insane to me because this thing turns your Akimbo machine pistols in alternative mode into Akimbo shotguns, which sounds ridiculously overpowered to me, but I haven't actually seen many people use the Type 2 Butcher, so maybe it's not that great. I obviously don't have it myself, so I can't test it, but if any of you guys do have the Type 2 Butcher, let me know what it's like down in the comments below. But that just about sums up my weapon review of the Type 2 Assault Rifle in Infinite Warfare multiplayer. Let me know what you think of this gun down in the comments below, and if you guys found the video useful, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty, but I'll see you guys in my next video.